Well, she's like an animal, it's in her blood. She'll turn every chain into dust, into dust, into dust. Like the wind is free, like the water's deep. She's a burning light. If you try to take what is anything, watch it turn her life into dust, into against Kimmy.
That's right.
Fight!
I think we
Fight
are
for
live
the
now.
ultimate
Your team
answer.
is banning.
Jalo.
Thorns remain, should
Your
petals
team
fall.
is banning.
Yep, welcome back to game 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be seeing Nexus versus Azalea Bloom once more. This time around, we'll see Hilda band coming in from side of Nexus and the Lancelot band coming in from side of Azalea. Most possibly a respect band for me, but we'll have to see how it decides to work out for them in the long run, because you are leaving open quite a lot of heroes, despite whatever you are picking, banning out or picking up right now.
Yep, definitely. I think Lancelot. I don't usually see the Lancelot as being banned in this current meta already. It's more like a target ban most of the time.
What's your
So maybe
command?
this could be a
Your
target ban here.
team
But
is
Yoruski, I
banning.
think, is amazing onto the defending side. This is a very, very good ban coming through from the side of Nexus here. So they are trying to target a little bit onto the assassins here right now. But this time around, I think Azalea, they can also ban the Jushin here too. You don't really want to let go of the Jushin most of the time if you don't have the right
The clouds
assassin
are
into
ever
your hands. But
shifting.
Your
Sora is
team
what
This
they
heart
want to go for.
remains
Actually, into the first
steadfast.
phase, not bad. But the thing about Nexus is that they are so good on the Yuzhong. So do they want to keep the Yuzhong or ban it? You know, or let it go and try to play against it either? That either way it can work.
Exactly. So, I mean, they just need to play it out very safely and
Mm-hmm.
just look for that late game kind of draft again and again. I think that works out for them, and that's exactly what they have been doing in the previous game as well. And if they repeat it, it should be working out pretty well for them this time too.
Yeah, that's what we are waiting for actually.
Among
So,
the plains exists
oh,
the
yeah. Okay,
equilibrium,
they are the one actually
which
betting on the
I was
Eagle.
made
This hero
for.
has has held a big superiority onto any
Butterflies
teams.
born by thy
But
wish.
yeah, it's always going to be banned away when you are in the blue side, of course, because you cannot really first pick it. It's more of a second pick kind of worthy. But they let go of the Grok because they ban away the Yuzhong, of course. I mean, they ban away the Jushin, of course. They did let go of the Yuzhong, which means that they really want to try to play against the Yuzhong here. And the only option that I can see that can play against the Yuzhong is actually either the Lapu Lapu or the Elise. But it's gonna be a little bit too early to pick out two of these, so they can actually wait it out just a little bit. But I think the Grog is very very solid now. They can actually have a winning mid lane. So first again onto the Gatot. Isn't it a little bit too early? I don't like a Gatot against the Grog, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it as well. I would much prefer something like a Khalid. And Frost is so good
Yeah.
with the Khalid too. I don't know. I do not
Yeah.
know why he's forcing himself on that Gato. And I mean,
Little baby,
it's okay.
don't
And
say
yeah,
a word.
I was telling
Kimmy's
you
gonna
about a
bring
Kimmy
you a
against a
cold
Gato
ice
and
Yeah.
it's going to be a Kimmy. But then this time around, there's the Yuzhong. So maybe that's a danger fact.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and like I
Mhm.
mentioned, it's a 3,000 games Yuzhong. You do not want to underestimate that kind of a
Oh
dragon.
yeah. they did let go of that. So that is one gain for Nini Kumar. He just won his hero, and it's basically first pick, right? So now
They call
they
me a
actually
hero
don't
because I
want to play
saved my
the. Oh my
nation from
god!
falling
I
apart.
was about to say that they cannot play the Yi Sun Sin anymore because these two heroes is the direct counter of the Yi Sun Sin. That's some level of confidence coming through from Meat.
Yep.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure he's
yeah.
confident, right?
He's confident not only, plus I think he's going in for that double fighter side lanes, because if you notice, there's
Yeah.
already two
Oh.
marksmen in the mid. So that's a very
Hmm.
standard draft coming in. They could
The
go in for
Immortal One
DSME, they
chose
could go
me
in
to
for the
vanquish
Lapu
the
or Lord,
shadows that
or
plague
a
Wow.
this
Lapu
world.
with DSME. So I think both of those work out very well. But Yerski
The
picks up
hunt
Yes.
on
begins.
Suyo,
Your
and
team
Suyo
is
is just
banning.
one of those very broken junglers right now. Underrated, but definitely works out
Yeah.
in the long run just because of that recent cooldown onto his skills, which was reduced so much.
Three of his skills, right? So that is actually
Yeah,
gonna be
Your
giving
Payback
him
team is
time.
banning.
making him so mobile and a lot of damage as well. And the fact that they decide to go for the CC after they know what the mid lane is already there, because this is not a bursty mage, right? It's a consistent attack. So he might be able to survive all of those. So this is a very good decision coming through from the side of Azalea Bloom here. And now this should be another utility ban coming through from the side of Azalea, like you said. Lapu Lapu Esmeralda can come through from the side of Nexus too. The option is also there for the
I am a
Uranus to
daughter
come
of
through as well.
Northern Vale.
But
I
Freya is what they
swear to
want to ban
protect
up
it till
because,
my
of course,
last
that is a
breath.
very valid goal that they are looking for here. I think this time around they are trying to focus on Nico's Scream Hero again, are they?
yeah, I think
Claude?
yeah. I mean, Claude is a very good choice here, honestly, against the Kimi and the Yesun Shin. A
Yeah.
very valid choice. Another pick, I do not really see another pick that could work out in this draft except for the Claude. So maybe the Claude should be a very valid ban in this case. The Farsa definitely melts the tanks, but the problem with
Yeah.
the carry is she doesn't have
Come
the
on,
range.
Dexter.
So yeah,
It's our
yeah.
Your
Good
showtime.
team
job.
Oh,
Good
is
job
taken.
reading into that.
nice.
So the Claude will be taken out this time.
The blue. I think it could have been very bad for Nexus to let go of the cloud because it could have been very good into the hands of Max as well, and he was able to do so much. But now that I think about it, they could somehow try to pick out a mate that can be bursty at the same time and have
Saber, you're
survivability.
all
Oh,
Oh,
never mind. When
unforgivable.
I was talking about bursty and survivability, I did
okay.
not have a Gushan in mind. Oh no, I don't know it. I don't know. Good against the Yusun Sin though.
I love the smell of gunpowder in the morning.
OMG. How does it work out? How do
uh,
these people work in the favor of these two teams? And honestly enough, yes, wow. The Uranus pick works wonders here because it's gonna be able to sustain everything, while the side of Team Azalea Blue, I think they still need their goal laner. I told you it's a double
yeah,
fighter comp. It's such a
yeah.
textbook written double fighter comp from these people.
Let's hear from
So
the crowd.
obviously
Make some
Your
noise for
team
yours
is
they do
taken.
not want to
truly.
be doing that.
Time
They're
and
giving away
tide
that.
wait for
Oh,
no
but
Whoa,
man.
whoa,
okay,
Nor girl.
whoa.
okay.
Nah, I expect anything but that. Anything, I would have been like, yeah, the carry could be picked away, but then it's gonna be outranged by the Kimi, of course, and eventually by the CC as well, and of course it's gonna be the Vengeance too. But Beatrix, I mean, I don't hate the hero. I love this gold laner, man. It's supposedly one of the best gold lane that we have seen so far because of the items that he can. I mean, because of the guns that she can switch on. It's going to be depending on on the situation here. But the fact that this is the lineup that Azalea Bloom is coming up with, a Gushan mid lane, that is a gonna be a good burst against the Gimme. But the early game, I don't think it's gonna be having that much of a good time.
Welcome
to Mobile Legends.
So, but welcome to the land of dawn, ladies and
5
gentlemen. We
seconds
are
till
into
the
game
enemy
number 2.
reaches the battlefield.
Team Nexus has a
Smash
very
them.
comfort-based double fighter side lane, double mid kind of draft with 2 marksmen into their mid side on the mage and their jungle. But
Yep.
Team Azalea Bloom is playing the opposite of that. They're playing their absolute comfort picks, the heroes they have like 1,000 games on each. That's going to be Lucian mid, Yuzhong on the EXP who has been global before, and Beatrix into the side lane. But look at NEXUS spot out.
Okay.
Who would have expected
one.
that? A brony flicker out. I don't know why you were saving the flicker for so long, but okay.
The thing is, I kind of this is what I was expecting when you pick out the Gushin against the king into the early stages of the game. You don't want to clear it up because you're gonna be getting droned out and you're gonna be losing out. And the best thing could have been not dying but losing out the minions, but stage 1 boost, so they have to give their life for that. So the early stages will not be looking as good for the side of Azalea Bloom, but though they need to for the side of Nexus though, they have to wait just a little bit to be aggressive. They can be aggressive as long as Nicole Scream did not get the level 4 just yet. But then again, it's not gonna be a long while, so they can abuse out onto this early stage of the game as much as possible because they might eventually have a good lead and not make the Gushin pick worth it.
Exactly so, and honestly enough, CC here, I mean, the CC is kind of the win condition towards the late game. You know why? Because the CC is just one of those heroes who can play around that Beatrix. Even with the SMG, Beatrix should be able to be taken out by the CC just because of the blade armor that's going to happen. But right now, the Suyo realizes that and is definitely pressuring that whole lane quite a lot. But this should be a pretty easy turn for Nexus.
The disadvantage of trying to focus onto the goal in the early stages of the game is that you're gonna be giving away the Shadow Ball 3, and that's definitely gonna be taken away by mid. But the Dragon though committed, which is very questionable because I don't think Irski would have been able to reach there on time. But they did try that, so it's definitely gonna be okay. At least they were able to have 1 kill onto the top lane side, because a kill onto the goal laner for the turtle, I think that is gonna be a 50-50 trade, because still Irski might eventually have to go for the good jungle rotation so that he'll be not losing out to this experience as well. But the time we have been waiting for, lose Gushin already a level 4, so he does have the Petrify. I want to see what he does with his pick.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was almost it.
Hey!
Gonna get it. I told you, these Beatrix users, especially the ones in main Beatrix, are just so scary to play against. But
yep.
See how late game goes. Late game CCs are also scary at the same time. But
True.
I mean,
It worked out, but they did compensate with the kill onto Minikuma to the bottom lane here, so and a lot of gold plating for Meat, so he's gonna be able to have a lot of gold to the hands right now. Stevenson have the tech charge. He doesn't have the tech charge, so I don't think they will be able to start for the fights here yet again. And moreover, the turtle is gonna be a little late, so they cannot really instigate any team fights right now. The pickoff would have been good, but they're gonna have to wait a little bit because the resources are not gonna be available on time right now. So Brazil is rotating so far up lane.
but right now, I think that they need to play around a little bit more around Beatrix, the side of Azalea Bloom, if they want to win this one.
Yep.
But Team Nexus so far, I think they're doing okay. The late game, the defining factor is going to be the position as well as the king. So that's who they are marking for now. Okay. Look at the graph.
Okay. Oh, okay. Tech charged. The turtle is already here, Sarah, and they don't have the resources that's completely necessary. Look at that frost. I think it's gonna be turning them away.
Yep, that's what it is. I mean, oh no, backside, Mikey. Okay, they are seriously taking this game to the one. That was this time.
Oh, yeah.
Not have the burst damage needed to take down CC, but backside here though. And he's definitely trying to find people and he has been slain. That's not giving the Yisun Shin in a draft like this, and honestly enough, that's the worst thing that you could possibly see, and that is exactly what I am seeing right now somewhere else as well, but fine.
Okay.
What are you doing with that Gushin pick? What is the game plan? Okay, I mean, yeah, this. Oh, okay. What is the game plan with that Gushin? Seriously.
I don't know. Possibly Nikolsky want to, explore just a little bit because, of course, this may have been Gotti server, man, because of the amount of because it's Gushin. Anyway, I'm joking. But onto the other side, I think it was a massive blunder on the combo. Mikey did fall down, but they did lose out onto Nichols Scream as well. So he will be needing a little bit of items before he will be able to burst anyone down. But at this point of the time, I don't think he have the opening to go for the farm as well. The kills are a little down because 6 to 5 is not that much of a kill, so they are being careful on whatever engages they are making upon. And no turrets has been falling down. The bot lane is actually very, very weak here at that point. But Nini Kumar, though, I think he wouldn't want to go for any engages before the start of the turtle here. The build so far, Hunter Strike already built out by the side of Meat. He's still ahead. Onto the goal, he's still able to reach out to Yuski farm here. Finally, one turret taken down to the bottom lane. This is going to be giving a little bit of a goal lead for the side of Nexus here. They are maneuvering quite well, though.
Exactly so. And hey, these teams, they are doing an amazing job right now. As you can see, the engage coming in with the tech charge on the max, and he's still surviving just with the revitalize.
Okay.
He falls down to Super Jesus. Now he's trying to make the total. There's 4 members of the side of the Azalea right here, and somehow because he is dealing damage, but it's just the Kenny does.
Okay.
He's too far though, but he's not getting that range. He's just not able to reach the Kenny. That goes to say that Shifaisi, his positioning has been on point.
Yeah, I mean, if you can position so well with an immobile hero like the Eve, that Kimi with a bit of mobility is already a good hero for him, and you won't be able to catch him on time too. And moreover, he still have the flicker, so if things turns to worst, he still will be able to flicker out. But the fact that into that team fight, there was a lot of isolation coming through for Super Zizis and Ninikamura too, and I think Super Jesus went out into those isolation here because I think Nikamura wasn't able to get find the perfect targeting, and he was getting taken down right there. But top lane, they might be doing something here though.
Yep, but that's like 2 ultimates already used up by both Max as well as Chef Icy. The traction pulse is one of the key engaging factors for the side of Team Nexus, and I think they will be playing right around it. They need to play it safe, and if it honestly works out for them, it would be a pretty good game if they can make it work.
Yeah, if they can make it work, that is. And I'm yet to see, Nicholas Grimm with the fire combination. It's not working out, man. The nuclear combo is not coming through for this Gushin here right now. And I think it's definitely gonna be hurting them just a little bit because the presence of the mates comparison to the from Nexus and from the side of Azalea is so different. They don't really have that much of a damage onto the Gushin because he's only getting the lightning punch, but mid-side though, look at that.
And that's double knockup coming in from the rock, but he's gonna get taken down himself. Max gets taken down by Chef Icy, who has the Sky Piercer, and that's easy stacks for him. But
Yeah,
onto
easy
the bot side, yep, look at me though. He's so aware of his surroundings. He knows that the Yuzhong is present in that situation. So just back off.
Yeah. I think he knows that he's going to be the one getting countered upon because the Yuzhong is definitely going to be able to have the better spell vent because I don't think he has the right. The lore is going to be taken freely by the side of Nexus here. Azalea Bloom cannot do anything but watch it getting taken down by Seth Icy here. The only thing that Yusuke can do is go for the split push potential, and it is a Suyo, right? And I don't think he's fast enough to survive if they are able to reach on time.
Clearly enough, Uranus is just zoning everybody away so far. The minions, though, they need to keep an eye on them a little bit more because the minions are actually getting down to tier 2s. And if the tier 2s goes down, that's when the lane pressure really starts. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it works out. Because the Lord is going to march down and they are trying to sync up the waves as much as they can.
and it's only 9 minutes of the game, so when it reaches that, there's still gonna be a little bit of the holy blessing. So this might be a bit of a time for the side of Azalea Bloom to have that final comeback. But the thing about this lineup is Nexus, they have two marksmen and they are already scaling so well because Mitty already got the Malefic Roar, which means he's gonna be able to have the damages onto the tanky utilities also, and we kind of needed that as well. And I think he also got the Vorax, which is very definitely necessary. 417 to score for the Seth IC as well onto the Kimi is definitely going to be in favor for their side here. And I don't think the Gusen can go anywhere near the Kimi too, because the main reason what we cannot the Gusen has to be the burst out the Yi and the Kimi together, at least one of them, and he hasn't been able to find the right targeting just because of the presence of the Grot, and of course always the zone coming through from the Uranus.
Exactly. So, I mean, what can Azalea Bloom really do here? They need to find a shutdown onto me. They need to find a shutdown onto IC. And to get both of those, they need the dragon jump on them. But these two are so accurate with their positioning. But at the end of the day, we'll have to see how much zoning that Super Jesus can do onto the Beatrix, because Beatrix is the one who needs to deal the damage. And honestly,
Yeah.
I have no idea where they were going or what they were thinking with that business. But 0-4-2 at an all stakes game, that's not the path you want to take.
The thing is, it's kind of bad that the Beatrix makes much more sense than the cushion at the point of the time, because as against for a Beatrix against a CC, it at least give it a 50-50 into the lane clearance, right? Because for a clearing the lane, you cannot get zoned or phrased upon when you are using a Beatrix because you have guns for every situation. And that kind of makes sense. And I feel like the Gushan pick into the onto the game of Domino mid lane.
Definitely mid lane looking a bit in danger there, especially the Beatrix, because he's getting caught out so much, especially because of that Grok and the Kimi just wasn't working for the Kaja and Kaja doesn't work for Kimi, and it's very visible in this match. Mead should be able to secure the Lord pretty easily. He's trying to bait it out right now. Oh, look at the CC. He's trying to go in for the Beatrix on the left side. Definitely zoning people away. Frost has to back over the AOG, so that's one engaged mechanism already taken out on board. Let's see how this one goes out.
The Lord is easily taken by Mead, and this is. If I have thought that the Yi Shunjin would be having a smooth game, I wouldn't be thinking about this game. Because honestly speaking, he have like a counter, like the Yuzong is already there. The Gato is already there. That's a massive counter for a Yi Shunjin, and you cannot play it well against the Yi Shunjin. And on best case scenario, the Gusen could eventually burst it out as well. But this hasn't been happening for this Yi Shunjin, and I think Mid is very smooth onto this hero right there, because even his counter cannot really try to stop him at this point of the time. And I think it also has something to do with Super Z just being always out there into the midst of the 5 members of Azalea Bloom, and he's just giving out vision of where they are gonna be and just joining them away, not letting them near anywhere near of his own teammates. And even if they go near, Stevenson is always ready to ult.
Now they're gonna be charging down with the Lord Frost again. He gets countered by the AOG. That's a bad position to be in. And he gets taken down so very easily. Now NEXUS is getting come down as well. Uses Avrena's strike and 17 away from the base. But how much can it really do? There's DHs as well. That's a good rectify though. The damage is definitely there from Mead. The Mead will be taken down, and FIC needs to stay alive. Only 1 HP escape, but the base is wide open. Lucky is trying to mark down the Beatrix as much as possible. He's trying to take down Nico's Queen as well. They're marking down the base. There is one whole wave trying to come in, but there we go. That's the power of the rocket dealing way more damage than what I wanted it to.
it could have turned so bad if it was any other mark, since I'm surprised to see that Max has been great onto the gun changes that he has so far, able to clear it out so well too. And I don't think Super Caesars will be able to feel anything here. He does have the consecration, still will be able to survive whatever
Oh
combo
no.
has been acted upon him. The Lord's gonna be up, but it's gonna be taking a bit of a time, so this might be a time for the side of Azalea Bloom to have at least some of the farms necessary. And you know what? I feel like, oh man, Yuski, he's not being sent to play the macro factor that he's been trying to do here, because they always know that the jungle is always going to be protected here for the side of Team Nexus, and they're not going to be giving any farm to Yuski most of the time. And he's going to be needing out the damages, right, to try to dish out all of those items and give out those damages, but they did not let him do that. And at this point, the Suyo might eventually have to be the only clearance that they need. They will be able to clear the Suyo only and not being the damage dealing potential. And I don't see them winning out into this game if they don't let Max farm up.
That's the situation it is, but now the Lord is up once again and meat has already started it. But the side of Team Azalea Bloom this time around, they are looking for the Lord. The bait has been taken. And oh no,
Mhm.
the backside!
Oh,
Oh,
what?
jeez! Max gets marked out. Mikey is definitely going to chase that is
Ah,
free. That amazing concealed play coming in onto the backside, but Chef Ice getting marked down by the wrong this time around. He will get taken down. The passive is enough to hit, but Meat will get marked down by Lucian, who stands at the edge of the AOG and will get taken down this time around. But Super Jesus on that Uranus should be able to hold him in his position. And now Mikey is back for the kill. They need to go for the base. The
no.
base is wide open and oh no, Grok is not gonna let him fall no matter what. And maybe, there we go, that's Team Nexus going to be securing a 2-0. A 2-for-none completely against Team Azalea Blue.
That is such a successful bait coming through from the side of Nexus. I don't know whose call it was, but I pretty much should put my hands onto Stevenson for calling that, because that conceal play, they were acting like they were trying to go for the Lord, and Yurski, and not Yurski, Meat was the one actually starting onto the Lord, and they went for 360 into the other side, and best case scenario, they caught Maxed, and who would have expected to be him to be there? But Yurski with a bronze, yeah, that's something he wouldn't stop hearing from me, of course.
Clearly enough, that's game number one though. Yeah, definitely did not understand the thought process behind the cushion. I mean, it works out to burst people down, but if you aren't able to burst people down, why would you go ahead with it? But what's fine is fine. That's game two taken down. Match number three between Azalea Bloom and Team Nexus. Nexus will be moving on towards the semis. We'll soon be back with our fourth match.
Nothing can withstand the withering. Against the endless erosion, my strength grew weaker by the day.
True power dwells within the spirit. Try to embrace all that you are.